Hi, now I will be talking about the Stamp Act, and for some background information, George Grenville, the British First Lord of the Treasury and Prime Minister, proposed the Stamp Act for the first time in Parliament in 1765, and Parliament essentially passed the act without any debates. The Stamp Act comes after the Sugar Act, which basically covered taxes on sugar and other goods. And a random fun fact is that the British call these taxes duties. But basically the Stamp Act was a direct tax on British American colonies with many requirements, including placing taxes on almost all legal printed paper products. So honestly, anything like newspapers, cards, books, anything like that, as well as other goods. And basically the Stamp Act made it extremely difficult for American colonists to continue living their normal lives, because obviously they don't want to pay these taxes for all this stuff that they weren't paying taxes for before, but in reality they were paying taxes for it. It did just increase. They just didn't really know they were paying taxes, and this is because taxes actually were becoming actually being more enforced. But the Stamp Act was meant to help the British Parliament replenish their finances after the 7 Years' War, which was a dispute that they engaged in with France. So they were just basically trying to build up their money bank again. So they were like, yeah, if we just increase taxes, that'll do it. But obviously American colonists were extremely opposed to the Stamp Act before it was even actually passed. And as it resulted in a large relationship strain between the direct Parliament of Britain, who passed it, and the colonies, again, because they didn't have any representation in British Parliament. So why would they be paying taxes? It just doesn't make any sense. But obviously the Stamp Act was ultimately unfair, and it was repealed not long after it was passed in 1766. It just became kind of ineffective, and it was only actually active for about a year, which is kind of interesting.